welcome back to my channel. My name is Elyce if you're new. Thank you for clicking on today's video. I make all videos about my experiences here in Germany and lots of little travel bits and pieces, so if that is something that you're interested in, please consider subscribing. As you can see by the title of this video, it is going to be a comparison of Australia and Germany. I am Australian and I grew up in Melbourne and I moved to Germany in December 2020. So it's almost a year since I've been here, and I thought what a great opportunity just to reflect on this crazy year. I haven't been able to experience all of the wonderful experiences in Germany, obviously due to the pandemic, but I do have some things that I'd like to share with you, and if you're thinking of moving over to Germany, then these are the things that you can get yourself prepared for. Obviously the first one is the language, English, Deutsch. When I came over, I didn't come with any knowledge of any German. I did have my Babbel app and I've been practicing a little bit on it, but definitely not enough to get me by. During the summer holidays, I went and did a 3-week intensive course, which I really enjoyed doing. And it just gave me the basics of just being able to communicate, introduce myself, ask questions, things like that, which I definitely recommend if you are planning on staying here for a while. I don't feel so confident just yet in my abilities, so I am going to be doing more German lessons as I continue to stay here. And of course, the Germans drive on the opposite side to Australians, so they drive on the right side, and that did take a little bit of getting used to. I will link my video there of me trying to drive, and it was hectic. I haven't done much driving experience since then because I'm too chicken, but I would like to get more familiar with it. I think riding my bike here has sort of helped me get used to riding on the other side of the road too, and just be familiar with the road rules. So that is something to get your head around, and it does feel very strange when you hop into the car on the opposite side. Continuing with the theme of driving, going on the motorway in Germany is quite the experience as well. In Australia, we're allowed to drive like a maximum of 100 to 110 kilometers per hour, and most people in Australia do follow the road rules just because it's very strict and they are hefty penalties if you do get caught speeding. But driving here on the motorway is quite different because it just feels like everyone is just going so fast. Jay and I drive to Munster quite often, so we're on the motorway quite a bit. When we're driving along, you just see so many cars just zoom straight past you, and it's just like, I just did a quick Google and it says on the Autobahn you can get up to 130 kilometers per hour. It's a lot faster. I mean, I'm sure there's people that go faster than that. Since COVID restrictions have eased up, people are getting out more and doing things, and I've noticed that like in the UK, you are able to drink in public places, and that's something that you can't do in Australia. So if that is something that tickles your fancy, then Germany has that to offer you. So shopping is a little bit different here. So on Sundays, pretty much everything is closed. The supermarkets are closed. Restaurants are still open, but all the shops are closed. So most people on Sundays have a rest day, or they get out with the family and do things outside. I did find that a little bit annoying at first, but now that I've been here for a little while, I get it. It's nice, and it's a nice time just to spend with the family and just chill out, have some wind down time, and yeah, have a real rest. So transport in Germany is so much better than it is in Australia. Australia is not known for its great transportation. Back in my suburb, we'd have a train that would come every 30 or so minutes, which would be so annoying if you missed it and you had to wait. Here it's a lot more reliable. Buses, trams, train, they come frequently. So that is something that you can depend on if you are coming here without a car. From my personal opinion, a car is necessary in Australia and just to get around. But here you can cycle, which is something that I really love doing. and I didn't really do much of it at all in Australia. And it's easy to get the transport, which is fantastic. So we have a car, but we only use it on weekends if we're really going somewhere far, or if it was just for the convenience because it was raining. There's lots of bike paths. Yeah, there's this culture of riding over here, and that's just something that most people do. They ride their bike to the supermarket, they ride their bike into the parks and into town, and it's just such a nice vibe. I like hopping on my bike and just riding to work each day. I think it's nice. And that's not something that I would do back home. Of course, travel is so much easier when you're over here in Europe. It's cheaper, it's quicker, and yeah, there's just so many more opportunities. Here you can just pop over to different countries and it's amazing. The freedom and what you can experience is just incredible over here. I think that's why most Australians do come over to Europe, because of that travel factor. My partner and I were really excited about doing more travel in the future. We've already been on a couple of trips since I've been here. Because of the pandemic, things really slowed down with travel, but now things are starting to open up. It's getting a little bit easier, so we're looking forward to doing a lot more of that in the future. So in Australia, I'm used to having more regular daylight hours, but here in Germany, you can get really long days in summer and really short days in the winter. So it's autumn now and things are starting to get a lot cooler and starting to get darker a bit earlier, so the days are going to get shorter. And I'm noticing that as when we get home from work, it's just like, if you feel like you've got to have dinner and go to bed, it's just that feeling of just being tired earlier. I really do enjoy the summer here and just having that extra light. You feel like you can get so much more done in the day and it just makes you so much happier. So over here they have a really great recycling system. Any plastic bottles that you get for like juices and waters and things like that, you pay tax on them when you buy them, but you can get your money back when you take them back to any supermarket. They'll have a machine there that you can just pop them into, and then you get your receipt and you can either cash that in to get some money back, or you can put it towards your next shop, which I think is such a fantastic idea. I really think that that should go to Australia. In my early days of being here, I made the mistake of throwing out one of the bottles, and Jay just gave me the ultimate death stare. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, oh, so don't make the same mistakes that I did. Keep those bottles and start saving your money that way. In Australia, I'm just used to drinking just tap water, still water. But over here, sparkling water is a real thing. And whenever you go to a restaurant or whenever you go to someone's house, I get the impression that it is quite strange that I drink still water. One thing that's taken me ages to get used to are the pillows here in Germany. These are the size pillows that we're working with over here. These are the ones that I've seen anyway. These are the standard pillows that it came with when I bought from H&M. Comment down below if that's really a thing here. That's what I've experienced so far. But that has taken me so long to get used to, just that really big pillow to sleep with. And I mean, now that they're sort of lost a lot of their fluff, it's okay to just sort of fold it over and just, squeeze it while you're going to bed. But yeah, quite the adjustment for me. And that wasn't something that I was expecting. One thing that Germany has over Australia is its bread. The bread here is top tier. It is so nice. They have all different kinds of bread that I have never experienced in Australia, and yeah, the Germans know what they're doing when they're working with that dough. For me personally, if you're a regular watcher, you know I love that Laugenecker. I love the Kürbisbrötchen. I love Käsebrötchen. I love all brötchen. The bakeries here are really nice. When you get here, you will not be disappointed. You will love the bread. And of course, they also have lots of really lovely treats in the bakeries too. Lots of special cakes, things that you don't get over in Australia. I guess that's the fantastic thing about travel, is getting to experience lots of different foods. So thumbs up for bread. So the medical system is a little bit different over here. Back home in Australia, if I needed to go to the doctors, I can just go to my GP and I can speak to them about most things, and I can get my routine pap smear there, etc. Over here, you can see your doctor for your common cold, but if you've got something specific for the lady business, then you need to go see a gynecologist. So if I wanted to get my pap smear done here, I'd need to see a gynecologist rather than my GP. Health insurance over here is really great. I signed up when I first got here. They send you out a card and you take that with you to the doctors, and then your health insurance covers the cost of your visit to the doctor. There are some exceptions that you will need to pay for some extra things, but a lot of things are covered with your health insurance. So you just need to check with your provider what is covered and what is not covered. So Germany have a really cool window system over here and I really love it. I wasn't expecting this, but it's really cool. So in Australia, I'm used to like winding out the window. But here, they've got this cool handle system where you pull it up and you can have the window come forward, so there's like a little gap at the top, or you can pull it to the side and it will open up fully. And that's the same with doors as well. If you've got a glass door, which I do, it's just a nice way to air out the house and it just looks really great. German primary school is actually quite different over here too. I don't teach in a German primary school. I teach in an international school. German schools are quite different in that they start really early, could be between 7:30 and 8:15, and they finish around midday. Whereas in Melbourne, children start at 9 and they finish at 3:30. I love over here the parks, the open spaces, the woodlands. It is a bit similar in a way to Australia where we have lots of open spaces too. Lots of people like doing outdoor activities, and it's the same with the Germans, especially on Sundays. When the sun is out, everybody's out and everyone's doing lots of picnics and lots of fun things outside with the kids. And that's what it's like in Australia too. Lots of family orientated places to visit, very family friendly places to live. And especially now that it's autumn, all the leaves are changing and it's just so pretty outside, and just being in that cooler air and just taking walks together is just really nice. So over here is so pretty in the winter time because it can snow, and that's so different to back home because it's something that we're not used to. We get hail, we get rain and thunderstorms, but snow is just so pretty. It doesn't typically snow here in Cologne, but it has snowed a little bit. A few friends have told me to go to the Eifel and you can experience a lot more snow there. So that is something that I'd like to do during the winter time. So in conclusion to this comparison of Germany and Australia, both countries are so amazing. I do miss Australia a lot. Of course, I've got my family and friends there. So many little bits and pieces that I miss in terms of food and culture and lifestyle and things like that. But I guess when you go to a new place, everything is new and exciting. And Germany and Europe is just so different to Australia. And I think that's why it is so appealing for people from Australia to travel elsewhere. I am really enjoying my time here in Germany. I like that I'm learning a new language. I like that I'm experiencing a different culture. I feel like it makes me a lot more well-rounded person, more confident. I feel really proud of myself that I've been able to accomplish this in my lifetime, and that I've been able to work in 3 different countries and teach children all over the world. It's been such a rewarding experience, and something that I would encourage you to do if that's something that you're thinking about doing, traveling and living in another country. I say, yeah, go for it if that's something that you would like to do. Germany is a wonderful place. All the people that I've met here have been really friendly, really welcoming. I haven't had any issues with any people, so I only have positive things to say about my experience so far. I'm really looking forward to Christmas time coming up. I really want to experience what it's like here. I guess a COVID normal Christmas, experiencing the Christmas markets, decorating the house, seeing what the streets look like here at Christmas time. I can't wait. And then of course New Year's too. So I guess this is an exciting time now that the restrictions are easing. I'm really looking forward to continue to share my experiences with you guys and take you along on my journeys. If you would like to find out more, then please hit that subscribe button. And if you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. I'll be back next week with another video, guys. If you've got any recommendations, then throw them in the comments box. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.